Hello, my name is John, and you're watching the Boys Don't Knit podcast. It is May 1st, 2017, and we are on episode 17. and to all of my new viewers, the people who are just joining me for the first time, this is all about my knitting, spinning, crochet, sewing, and weaving. Though for the past few months, I've been mostly focused on my knitting and my spinning. So I typically follow. Oh, and for all of my returning viewers, thank you for coming back for another episode. Um, I tend to follow a format, which is I usually do all my shout outs, then I go into my finished items, my current projects, what I've purchased, like my buys and stuff like that, and then I go into my personal life stuff and just things that I'm kind of just, you know, doing. Um, so to start things off, I would like to say hi to Pauly and to Maricela. So I've recently had time to watch and catch up with some of my podcasts that I've been either meaning to watch or that I haven't been able to watch. So um, like Cody and Denise, Cody from Cody Knits and Denise from Knitting Den and Pauly from Pauly Knits. And I haven't been able to watch like a full episode of Maricela from Hooked on Needles. And I would highly suggest everyone take a look at her videos. Same thing with Pauly Knits. I will include their links in my show description. Um, Maricela is just a really amazing artist. She is. Like, she makes such cute amigurumis. They're just adorable. So, um, I can't remember if she has an Etsy shop or not, but if she doesn't, I might have to buy something from her one day because she just makes really cute stuff. Because, I mean, we're all knitters, crafters, and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure we can make something ourselves, but it's kind of fun getting something that somebody else has made, regardless of whether or not you can make it or not. And I guess because it just, everyone has their own personal touch they put on things. And so it's really great to see the choices people make and their work up close and stuff like that. So if you're watching Maricela again, hi, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Um, Hope you're keeping motivated. So that's it for pretty much my shout outs and stuff. I'm going to go into what I have finished, which really isn't anything except for parts of what I'm doing. Some of you may know I teach at a craft store. So it's a pretty big box store. It's pretty well known. And in order to teach, I have to pass a certification, and the certification consists of swatches that I have to knit up that have to be a specific like measurements. So I have to gauge it first, then off the gauge, I make the swatches. So keeping it into my blood splatter bag. So I love my blood splatter bag. I have my Elvira button, my Reanimator button, and my Big Brother button. A lot of 80s theme stuff. And then my Homicidal Homemaker. If you have not checked out the Homicidal Homemaker, I would highly suggest it if you love horror movies and horror stuff. She makes, it's pretty much a cooking show. And everything is horror themed, and she does a really great production. It has a really great production value, and she has really interesting concepts, and it's one of those things that you just, she's funny, she introduces humor into it, but it's also just really cool to look at. And if you love horror movies like Nightmare on Elm Street, Hellraiser, um, Friday the 13th, all those different movies and horror shows, you'll love the Homicidal Homemakers YouTube channel. I will also include that in the show description. But what I'm making right now, what I have finished, is my first swatch, which is garter stitch in knit. So it is a garter stitch swatch made completely out of knit. Let me see. There we go. The second one I have finished is my garter stitch out of purling. So, there you go. Then the last thing I'm still working on this one is going to be my stockinette stitch swatch. So here's my work up close. Not exactly the most even stitches, but I just kind of want to get this thing over with because I already made this once already. And about a year and a half ago, I didn't think I was going to be doing knitting classes again, so I threw away all that work because I had done with all the work. I just never sent it in. And now I deeply regret that. So I'm having to redo everything. And hopefully, what I have to do is I have to get all those swatches, mail them to a teacher in New York. She grades them, then calls me, and we do like an oral examination. So it is a pretty rigorous certification process. So if you are being taught by somebody who's Craft Yarn Council certified, you can guarantee that they know what they're talking about. Unless they're just really good liars, but it's really hard to lie about your network. So cheating's a different story, but that's just, I mean, I don't really think, yeah, you can cheat in knitting. You really can. I wouldn't say it's cheating. It's just decision making. like my friend, she was knitting a shawl, and she was like, "Man, I'm really tired of knitting this shawl." And my friend Dorothy was like, "Why don't you just stop where you're at and you just put on a bunch of fringe?" And she was like, "I can't do that. That's cheating." And then like later on that night, I think she posted on Facebook or on Instagram, and she was like, "Yeah, so here's my fringe shawl." And I was like, "Yeah, that's what you do when you don't have enough length and you want to quit working on a project. You just add fringe to it." So it's one of those cheater/decision moves that you can make. But anyways, that's my current project. I haven't been giving much attention to it because recently I've been doing a lot of spinning and processing for. I live in Fresno, California. I'm actually from a smaller town next to it called Selma, but that's Fresno County is where I'm from. And in this area, we have a town called Coarsegold, and they are doing a town event. Well, kind of two town events. One of them is Heritage Days, and the other one is Gold Rush Days. Yeah, Gold Rush Days. I'm doing the Gold Rush Days with a few members of the guild. The Gold Rush Days representative contacted me and said, "Hey, can you guys just spin and show all the kids that come that day, you know, what spinning is, what you do from beginning to end and stuff like that." So I'll have different like samples to show, from the raw fleece that's been sheared off of a sheep, to a washed version, to me carding it in front of them with my hand carders and then spinning it in front of them. I also already have one skein that is soaking right now, so it's setting and everything. And yeah, so that's going to be on May the 5th. So if you're from the Fresno area, you should stop by the Gold Rush Days in Coarsegold. It's going to be at the Heritage Village. You can meet me. It's going to be from 8:30 a.m. to, I want to say, either 12:30 or 1 p.m. So I'll be there from that entire time, volunteering. But she gave me a ton of fleece, so I'll be processing that. Or I've already washed a bag. I don't think I did the best job. I'm not an expert at processing, but I am learning, and so a lot of the vegetable matter did not come out, and I think that's because I didn't separate the really bad stuff from the good stuff. So now I know that I need to build a skirter from PVC piping and netting, and skirt and really just separate the good from the bad, so this way I have better quality stuff when I process it. Which probably will make the like washing a lot easier, because I washed it once and I thought I did a good job, but it was still really greasy. and grease was getting all over everything. So that's the lanolin, is the sheep grease. And I had to rewash it in really hot water with a bunch of Dawn. So, and here's what that looks like. This is what the processed fiber, or at least after a few washes, looks like. So it's really bright. It has a few vegetable matter pieces in there. It smells normal. Doesn't smell like sheep poop. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be getting the stuff that's processed and picked through, putting all my new carders. I actually was able to purchase these carders for only $30. So normally these Clems and Clems carders, I want to say normally go anywhere between 60 and 90. So I got a pretty good deal. So what I do is I just put some fiber on. You don't want to put too much. Well, put a good amount there. And then what I do is I get the combs or the carders and I start carding the fiber like this. Kind of opens up the fibers. And then all I do is I put them in the same direction. Now I can get the spinning. I'm going to be taking both of my wheels, both the traditional and my kiwi. The kiwi I'll be using with some professionally dyed yarn, and then with the traditional, since it's kind of very Sleeping Beauty looking, I think kids will get more of a kick out of that one. I will be spinning that fiber on there, and I'll be inviting kids to either, if they want to, I can try to teach a few of them how to do, like, spinning, but for the most part, I mean, I think they'll have fun just pedaling the wheel and getting it to churn. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to having a bunch of people interested in what I'm doing. So even if they don't get it, just the excitement, I think, will be a fun experience. So that's one project. And then pretty much the same projects I've been working on the last videos. My mom's shawl, which I've made a good amount of work on, but not enough to really show it again, so I won't this episode. Next episode I'll show it off. And then same thing with the other two spinning projects that I'm working on. So now I'll be getting into my purchases. So this is one of my purchases. It is, oh wait, where's the other one? Oh, here it is. Okay, this just goes to show you, like, Malabricio, as much as I love their work, their dyeing is so all over the place, because this yarn, I mean, you can see it has like teals, it has blues, it has some really beautiful colors in there that look amazing. And then this one has some really dark colors in there, so it's not going to be the same. So this should be interesting to see how this turns out. Both of these. I'll probably use them for separate projects. I'll probably use like maybe a hat and then make some matching gloves or something like that. But they're 4 ounces each, so it's 8 ounces altogether. And these were my final purchases at the Craftopia storefront because they are officially closed and moved out. So Craftopia is not gone. It's going to be shifting to a mobile unit, which will be going out to like different events and stuff like that. So I'm really hoping that that takes off with, Kirsten, and that she does a really great job with that. So, and I think she will, because she'll be bringing it to places that don't have yarn shops, like here in Selma and in Kingsburg and in other places. So I think she's going to do really well with that. And I have a lot of faith in her enterprise that she's now jumping into. Oh, here it is. Another purchase, I think it was just the cards, the carding things that I was doing. And that's pretty much it. I did get some awesome things from friends. So these are my gifts that friends have gifted to me. The first thing I'm going to show off is what my boyfriend got me recently. It's kind of silly. If you have me on Instagram, I'm Mr. Crafty Pants on Instagram. You would have seen this. So this is an owl from the 70s. It's made by the Takashi company. I want to say these are vintage and from the 70s. These were made to cover aerosol cans, like either your Lysol or your hairspray. So it's a little owl. My boyfriend and his friends call it the stoner owl because it looks really stoned and it has a little smile on it. So I had bought one of these about 10 years ago. And then I had a friend that really liked it. She loved the one that I had bought, and she really wanted, you know, me to get her one. And I forgot her birthday, so I just gave her mine. And that made up for forgetting her birthday. We're no longer friends anymore, unfortunately, so I really regretted giving her that. And so I thought they weren't selling these anymore. But on Instagram, a drag queen that I was following, that was at a drag convention in Los Angeles, which is where my boyfriend and his friends were at this past weekend. She was like screaming, saying, "Oh, I see this like drag queen!" And you know, as she was zooming in, they were going over one of the booths, and I saw that they had these for sale, and I was like, "Oh, they're there, but I'm not there." And so I called my boyfriend. I was like, "I'm sending you a text message with this picture from a screen cap, and get me one of those owls. Get me the yellow one." And so he bought me a yellow one. So I was really excited about that, and that was super nice of him. The next item is, most of you possibly know that I'm a huge Walking Dead fan, and so does my friend Ella. And she surprised me today. She's like, for the past couple of weeks, I think actually a month or two, she's like, "I have something for you, but we keep on missing each other." And I'm like, "What is it? What does she have for me? What's going on?" I don't know if you could tell who the character is. As soon as she pulled it out, she's like, "I don't think it looks like her," and she pulled it out, and I just like yelled. I was like, "It's Carol!" I absolutely love the character Carol from the beginning of her story to the very end of it. She's an amazing character. Morally questionable, but I really like her story development and everything, and she's my character. Her and Michonne. So Michonne is such an amazing character too as well, and those two characters I really identify with in so many ways. And I was just really overwhelmingly happy when Ella brought this out for me. So if you're watching, Ella, thank you so much again. I can't thank you enough for it. She's beautiful and I love it. So then the last thing I have to show is, where did I put them? Oh, there we go. My friend Kim makes amazing resin artwork. She does like bottle cap artwork. She puts them on pins and stuff like that. And she told me that these aren't selling. And I'm like, how can they possibly not be selling? I do not see how these cannot sell because they're so cool and they look so beautiful. But it's like a demon eye or something. So I thought this was really cool. So it's like, it's round. It looks like it's an actual eye in there. So it looks like a Zelda boss weak point. And then the other one is this one right here. Oops. Doesn't that look cool? Like it's so cool. I think this looks amazing. And I'm super shocked that these aren't selling for Kim. So if you're in the Fresno area, if you see my friend Kim's booth with a bunch of this stuff, you should get her stuff. They're really cool stuff she's making, and I hope she makes more eyeballs. So I have to do something for her since she gave me those. She was like, "You like them? Take them, because no one's buying them." And I was like, "Are you sure?" She was like, "Yeah, go ahead." So I was really happy that she gave them to me. So I will have to knit something. I actually have yarns that are these colors, so I'm going to have to knit hats out of those yarns. And how did I not see this? I have a hat. It's the Malabrigio. I spun the yarn. It's in, it's called Persia. And it's these colors. It's like the blues and the grays and the white and black. And then I also have one, oh my God, I can't think of the colorway. But it's these colors. It's orange, purple, and violet, and yeah, and red, and it's these colors. And I don't know why I didn't think about it till right now. Like, these are going on those hats. I'm gonna knit hats out of them, and these are gonna go on them. That's so cool. I'm really excited about this now, as you can tell. And it doesn't take very much to make me happy and smile. It really doesn't. So I think that's the reason why my friends like being around me very much, because even just seeing my friends make me really happy. So I and then what was I gonna say? My mom's knocking on the door, even though she knows that when I'm talking, it usually is because I am shooting a video. But which is why I need to start making some more money soon so I can afford my own place and a PlayStation 4 and a new spinning wheel and a lot more yarn. But I lost my train of thought. What was I gonna say? I think I was just talking about the pin stuff still. But oh yeah, no, I think that's the reason why my friends like being around me so much. Is because it does not take a whole lot to make me happy. I think just seeing my friends in general makes me happy and overwhelmingly excited. But as far as life goes and everything like that, I've been doing okay. I am making the switch from daytime to morning. I believe I am a great worker regardless of where I'm put. I think if I'm set up for success, I will do well. If I'm not given the tools or the resources, which aren't necessarily physical things, but could just be support, information, things like that, I feel like I can easily succeed. That's one of the great things about morning is we have an objective, we know what we're doing, we focus on it, we do it, and we're out, and you just gotta physically be able to keep up with that job. And I know it's something I'm really great at, even though it's something I'd rather not do because the hours are really early in the morning, and a lot of the things I like to do are in the evening, so I can't really stay out late to do them. Like a lot of my knitting and spinning and those things are all early in the morning, so I won't be able to do them like I want to. But it's one of those jobs that when I do it, at the end of the day, I know I did a good job, and I know I'm doing a great job, and I can leave because I know what the job is, I know what needs to be done to get there, and I do it. And I'm one of the better people that does it. So that's part of why I'm moving back to the mornings versus the daytime. So, and like I said before, having the resources and tools which I am given in the morning is why, also another reason why I'm switching back. So I will still be doing the classes. I will be having to scale back and the times too as well, because I can no longer do evening classes during the weekday. But this is where my life's taking me, and we'll see where it goes. Another plus side, though, is I'll have my daytime hours available this summer to do some more fiber processing. I'll have those daylight hours to help let my wool and stuff dry, so that should be really interesting and cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I got my car back. I haven't had my car in like, I think it was like 1 or 2 weeks. I was borrowing my dad's car, and I can drive the big pickup, but I'd rather not. I can't fit into spaces easier. I feel like I'm having to turn my entire body around to really look to see, making sure I'm not going to run over a small car with it. And plus all my music and all my stuff, and I just feel comfortable. It's my car, and I have it back, and now I'm happy. So that's been another thing that's been making me happy. And then health-wise, I'm doing good as far as not being sick. It's just my severe allergies that are getting me down right now, which suck. But all I could do is just make sure to remember to take my allergy pills on time and just keep my room clean and try to get out as much dust as possible. So thank you everybody for letting me babble on and on and on about my life and my knitting and my stuff like that. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And I look forward to seeing you guys again. And I'm thinking I might have a ton of stuff to show you the next time, because I'm thinking I'm going to get a ton of time now, between now and the next time I shoot a video, to complete all of my work. So I'll see you guys later, and I'll see you at episode 18. So if you're a returning viewer, thank you for watching again. And if you're a new viewer, see you next time. Bye.